Hi everyone and welcome to our video for Thursday. It's the 26th of August today. As ever, I hope that you are looking after yourselves and each other. And who knows, maybe you're even enjoying some of the nice weather again today. Anyway, I thought for today's video it would be interesting and fun to look at a map of a journey that was taken in the Bible. You may remember in the last video that I did for you, I spoke somewhat about the times when we feel that God is taking us on a journey. And sometimes we might feel that God is taking us on a real roundabout, out of the way kind of journey, a real round the houses, if you like, kind of journey we have to take to get to the destination that God's trying to get us to arrive at. And sometimes the opposite is the case. Sometimes we might feel that God is sending us on a very quick, direct journey to get us to a place again where he wants us to get to. Before I get into the journey itself, just on maps and the Bible, when I'm reading the Bible, particularly a part that talks about people going on a journey, I sometimes like to have a map at hand to look at so I can see exactly where the people went. So, for instance, the Bible might say the people journeyed from Succoth to Kadesh. And we might think reading that, maybe it's just a few miles. But if we look at the map, there is Succoth, and over here is Kadesh. That's actually many, many miles. That's a really long distance. Sometimes as we're reading the Bible, it doesn't reveal to us the distances that people had to travel at times. And as I say, it's quite interesting and fun, I find, to look at that on a map. And if that floats your boat, you can easily get hold of Bible map books. You get maps in study Bibles and in Bible commentaries, so they're quite easy to get hold of, as I say, if that is of interest to you. But anyway, let's have a look at the journey itself. So this is the journey that the Israelites made from Egypt to the Promised Land. Now, at the start of that journey, in the book of Exodus, chapter 13, it says this: When Pharaoh let the people go, God did not lead them by way of the land of the Philistines, although that was nearer. For God thought, if the people face war, they may change their minds and return to Egypt. So God led the people by the roundabout way of the wilderness towards the Red Sea. So let's have a look at the map. So this is where the journey begins, the city of Ramesses in the region of Goshen in Egypt. And that red line there, that's the way of the Philistines. So that's the direct route. So the Israelites might have thought, let's take the quickest and easiest route that we can. But God says, no, you can't go that way. It's not safe. They'd have faced constant war if they tried to go that way, and they probably wouldn't have made it. And God knows that. So that's why he sends them on this journey, which itself is fraught with danger, but it's a lot safer than that way. So here's the route that they go on. So they set off down here, and this bit here, that's the crossing of the Red Sea. Okay, so that's where the waters part, and they make their way through, and the Egyptians are caught out as the water comes back over them as they're trying to cross. But the Israelites continue down to here, and this is where Mount Sinai is. So this is where God makes a covenant with the people of Israel that he will be their God and they will be his people. That's where the 10 Commandments are given, and the law, the rest of the law as well. And then, so they start then to head up to the Promised Land, which is up here. That's the Promised Land. So up they go, following this route, and they get to here. And God says, and they send some scouts into the land to see what it's like. And God says to them, right, on you go. The land's there for you. Go in and conquer it. So he says to them very directly, go straight in there. But the Israelites are afraid. They lack the faith to go in. So they say to God, no, we don't want to go in. It's too direct and quick for us. We don't feel we're ready. And to which God says, oh, well, okay, if that's how you feel. And they end up going on this extremely roundabout journey to get into the promised land. And this here is them faffing around for 40 years. 40 years they take to go this way, and they finally eventually do end up taking that step of faith into the promised land. So there we are, 2 examples on this journey of how God has got people for their own safety and well-being to go a roundabout way. It takes them right out of the way. And here we have the example of God trying to send the Israelite people on a direct journey, but they say, no, we can't do that. We're too frightened. And they make their roundabout. So just those 2 examples of a roundabout journey, as I say, and God being very direct as well. So, yeah, so it can be unsettling when we feel that God is sending us on a particular journey, whether we feel we're going right out of our way or whether we feel we're being sent very directly to something. And if we're not sure, the best thing to do is to ask him, to ask for his assurance, ask that he just reveals to us afresh the road that he wants us to take, to reveal to us clearly the path that he wants us to follow. Because as we've seen from the journey that was made by the Israelites, God wants to keep his people safe, and he wants to get them to where they need to be. I hope that video was helpful to you and that you enjoyed it, and I shall speak to you again soon. God bless. Bye.